finder's fee. I hit a royal on it. I'm like, son of a...
It's time to spill the tea on Vegas tea time.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Jeff.
And Christina.
With another episode of Vegas Tea Time. This is episode 6, where we're spilling your Vegas tea time and stories and telling you about all the Vegas headlines that are happening here in Vegas for May 16th, 2025. And Christina, it is going to be a busy weekend.
Yeah, if you're coming to Vegas this weekend, and especially if you're driving, take note.
Yes, take note, because EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival, where all the kids come in.
Well, not just kids. I mean, there's people our age that go.
Yeah, they're in their mid-30s, right?
Yes.
Our age.
Electric kids, I guess. Whatever, they're our age.
Yeah, mid-30s.
I mean, and yeah, because they love electro music, and I'm skipping what he's saying. They love electro music. Hey, if I didn't have all this crap going on and I could walk, I'd want to go.
Yeah,
I would love to go, but I'll stream it and watch it on TV.
Yes, and speaking of which, they're going to have 5 different channels. Insomniac is what they're called. 5 different channels, I assume on YouTube, because that's where we've seen it before.
Yeah, I believe so.
And so this year, they are expecting 525,000 people. Last year it was 500,000. That's 500,000 people at the Las Vegas Speedway.
Yeah, and they're staying on the Strip.
Yes. Well, you're staying anywhere you can get a hotel room.
Anywhere you can get a hotel room. Yeah, it's basically, some people have made reservations, other people call last minute, and there are people that stay overnight.
And Airbnbs too.
And everything. But
go ahead, sorry.
It's crazy. So we're just kind of like letting you know, like if you're going, where's all this traffic coming from?
Right.
Where are all these people? Because they all kind of, hang out together. So you'll see big groups of people, a lot of
with
kids.
With all the crazy costumes.
With all the crazy fun
With not
costumes,
a lot of clothes.
With, very short shorts, and which is fine if you got that cute little body. But yeah, not very many clothes.
Yep.
EDC is kind of a thing. If you don't know about EDC, it's all the electronic music, the DJs. It's just a whole lifestyle. Not a bad thing. It's just EDC.
And
it is.
And I was talking to somebody that is going to EDC this weekend, him and his girlfriend. With all those people at my beautiful young age in my mid-30s, it doesn't seem that appealing to me, because let's just say logistics. And he was telling me that everybody really respects each other, and you don't really expect that there to be room in front of the stage, but people let people have their space to dance or whatever. And I was actually kind of surprised by that, because we have never been.
No.
And so to hear it from somebody who's younger than us and see, what they're doing. And I said, next year, I'm going to get you on a video. We're going to do the top 10 things to not forget when coming to EDC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
they are. I've read that, and I've seen it, and I've heard or read people saying that it was their first time, and they could not believe how incredibly respectful people were.
It's like a big community, so that's why it's like the modern day Woodstock.
Yeah, in fact,
every year.
You want to know who went last year with her daughter?
Who?
I'm not going to say names or anything like that, but we go to her pet store.
Oh, really?
Yes, she went with her daughter. She loved it.
Really?
She said it was the most fun she's had. She couldn't believe the amount of everybody just getting along, like you said, Woodstock, peace, love, the whole thing, chill. So that's why I'd want to go, just to kind of experience that whole thing, just nobody's yelling at each other or mad.
I think I've gotten my fill over 25 years of DJ life.
I know.
That I don't like to be in the crowd dealing with all the people. So I'll just wait for it on the YouTubes.
I know.
So if electronic music is something you kind of like, you should definitely tune in.
I think tickets are still available. If anybody just wants to go, you can go for
all
days. Or
very
you can go for
expensive. And speaking of it,
but last minute,
yeah,
might get a deal.
Yeah.
You know.
In fact, when I've been doing some Durango videos lately, and just for curiosity, I looked up what Saturday night was at the Durango,
Oh yeah.
southwest of Vegas. So in the southwest of Vegas, Durango from the Speedway is going to be a good 45 minutes because you got to go all the way around the 215.
And it's closer than the Strip, though.
Yeah,
A
ish.
bit traffic wise.
Yeah. It's well. Besides that, Saturday night at Durango was $999 a night.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You're in like suburbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not in some, I don't want to say glamorous, but you're not at some, big hotel that is known for this or this or that. Like, really, $1,000 a night?
And as you were saying earlier, that there's going to be a lot of traffic, and 525,000 people expected. And so if you're even familiar at all with the way it goes, everybody leaves Sunday morning
Early.
and all the people that come in from California, it's taking people sometimes 10, 12 hours to go home. Luckily, this weekend, it's supposed to be pretty nice weather, unusual for May, in the middle of May.
Yeah.
So it might be all right, but, some people might choose to, just get on the road right after they leave the concert on Saturday night. But that's 2 a.m. Maybe they're young enough to do that and get a head start, but
Remember what we used to do?
Yeah,
All the time?
even so, just getting out of the Speedway is going to take a lot of time. So bring your patience. Even if you don't care about EDC, bring your patience
You're
along.
going to need it.
Because if you've driven in for this weekend and didn't realize it, or you're coming in, I should say, by the time you see this, just bring a bag of patience with you because it's going to be very busy. Even pedestrian traffic, people will be going up and down to the shuttles that are available that they're taking from the different strip properties and all that. So keep that in mind.
I did post that too on our Instagram, just to let you know. And if you're not familiar with it at all, I did the post that has I took it from EDC's page with all the music and the people, and you could kind of see what a big deal it is.
Right.
So it's like you hear EDC, oh, okay. Like he's saying, Woodstock with a lot of lights now.
Mm-hmm.
The lights and the DJs, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it really is how they put it together. But I put the little video up there so you can see what a big deal it is.
Well, enough EDC for now. There's a lot going on in Vegas, and we've been talking about it a lot. MGM just doing all these cutbacks.
Well, we had it in our news.
Yeah, we had it in our main news, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from you, including what we had a really good post from one of our subscribers, MN Dan. So if you're out there, we really appreciate your story.
Yeah. I was shocked.
Yeah.
When I read this, and then Arminger.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
and Arminger, you should all know anyway because he's buying memberships for everybody.
Next to Bill Coleman, the GOAT, Arminger is our second GOAT of the channel, who's always in there on our Saturday night live streams. But MGM has just completely done away with a lot of the things of Pearl status and dropping him to Pearl status, I should say.
Yeah.
But MN Dan submitted his comment on that particular video. I'm going to just read it really quickly, and maybe you can relate to it out there.
And if you do, let us know.
Yeah, and if you do, let us know in the comments below and tell your story. This is the other, as we were saying,
Spill
Vegas
the tea.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be just these stories.
Yep.
Now that this is going on, everybody's telling us what's going on, so let us know.
Yep. So he says, MGM cuts is an understatement. They screwed up the Cosmos so bad. I was there in mid-April. I was a platinum card for 8 years. 8 years. MGM put me to Pearl. What an insult. Limo drivers are no longer allowed to stop at certain stores, only because of YouTube and they're weird, certain stores on the way from the airport to the hotel. You can no longer check in at VIP unless you're MGM Platinum or Noir. And he says, here's the worst part. I was told, and I quote, I no longer am allowed to check in at VIP because I don't qualify, but I was an Identity Platinum for 8 years. I spent $8,000, not one hand pay. Can you say tight? I'll never, in capitals, go back to Cosmo after being treated so poorly. Truly sad. MGM doesn't care. And you were saying earlier, Armiger, he got the same thing. They demoted him down to Pearl status, and he's a local.
Yeah, that's really bad. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, that's bad for Dan because of him spending the
Yeah.
money. But here we go again with the locals, not caring about the locals.
Well, yeah, and that's been going on for a long time. But the fact that, the people that are coming here, spending their money, spending higher resort fees, and sure, when you're up in the different statuses, you'll typically get the resort fees
Right,
waived or,
right,
free
something.
parking, and a lot of people are getting comped rooms. But at the end of the day, people are still paying those prices. And as I said in that one video, people are still okay with that for now. And so a lot of this is just adding up with people, and prices are just getting out of control. And at the same time, the frustrating part is like you're taking more things away. It's like what we've been going through since the situation, right? The
Right.
shrinkflation.
Right.
It's like you're paying a higher price for a smaller product.
Well, there's a
And
lot of.
that's
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
just like potato chips
Right.
being a
Shrinkflation,
product,
yeah.
and you're getting a smaller amount. It's the
Yep.
same thing what they're doing here.
Yeah.
It's like the resort equivalent, the Vegas equivalent to shrinkflation. Charge more for little.
If you were to go through, and I know you don't have time, and there's so many comments, but so between YouTube and Instagram with the short, so many comments, even with the, me and my family were there in April, and we couldn't believe all the prices, even for a bottle of water, even for this or for that, and the restaurants that we used to enjoy. The prices are insane now. They just were not, I don't know what they're kind of not paying attention to because it's all over. We're so angry about it.
It is the Strip. The
Yep.
restaurants are always expensive,
Yep.
but they're just even taking it to a
whole other level.
And, that's disappointing. And with that, then brings us to our next MGM news, which is in Aria. They're closing Cathedrale.
Yeah. Cathedrale is closing after dinner on May 31st.
May 31st.
Yeah, they're closing, and there's no reason given.
And it hasn't been open even 2 years yet?
2 years, I believe.
2 years? Something like that?
Believe.
The bottom line is it is a short amount of time, and they're closing.
But this was really cool. So I was reading up on José Andrés. He's opening his new Mediterranean Zaytinya.
Yeah.
That's opening up. So I wanted to check out the menu because
Did that just open at Caesar's Forum Shops?
they opened on Tuesday.
Ah.
They had their grand opening on Tuesday. So, I love Mediterranean. They've got the mezza plates, which is like the equivalent, a charcuterie board. They have everything on different little plates and, grilled, eggplant and stuff like that. So I wanted to see what all was on the menu. This is so cool. Leave it to Jose Andres. He is the coolest man ever when it comes to feeding people. Go to their website. The first thing that comes up, it'll say, put your email in.
Right.
$30 off your first. Now, they're hoping that you're going to spend money, but it says $30 off, $90. Okay. I get that. This is Vegas. It's going to add up. But even the menu wasn't too bad. The prices weren't too bad. They have regular plates, pork
Right. chops,
and, all that. But I have not seen any restaurant say $30 off your first $90. That's giving away food in this town?
Right.
$30 off. So you go, say, with a bunch of friends or your family or whatever, it's going to add up with the drinks and everything. But $30 off, I was like, what? Oh, okay. It's Jose Andres.
You know what? And that brings it to a larger point is that, the corporations, and I've heard this term, the corporations are ruining the Vegas experience.
Yep.
And you pretty much have MGM and Caesars.
Yep.
That's the whole strip, except
Yep.
for the notable exceptions like Treasure Island and
Right.
And of course like Fontainebleau. But
Fontainebleau, yeah.
in the middle of the strip, you've got MGM and Caesars, and it's not going to take very long for one of these other hotels to say, hey, come over here, and Treasure Island's already starting to do it. And they have been doing it. And they will, sometimes waive the resort fees without even batting an eye. It's going to, I think the good thing about all this happening is that there is a breaking point.
There has to be.
And it's going to start with one property that's going to say, hey, come to our property. We'll give you a free whatever, and you'll be able to experience Vegas like, it used
Like
to be.
before,
They can
yeah.
have some slogan like that, right?
Yeah.
That will get everybody else to be competitive.
Right, exactly. That's
So-
what I was thinking after I saw that. I'm like, okay, people,
Yeah.
pay attention.
So hopefully there will be a nice flip side of this, and it will create competition, because one of the properties is going to say, hey, come over here. Are you tired of the corporations? That should just be your slogan right there.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people are saying, I'm not coming back. And they're telling in the comments, they're saying, we're going here this week, this summer. We're going here. We're going to Disneyland, even though Disneyland's pretty expensive, but they're taking the kids and they're going to Florida. They're just like, we love Vegas, but we don't love what they're doing. And that's the whole problem.
If you have an MGM story or a Caesar story, drop it in the comments below and let us know, especially even at Caesars. We haven't heard anything from Caesars yet, so let us know if you had an elevated status, and let us know your situation, if they've done anything like MGM has and dropping people down to Pearl. But, we were speaking about Treasure Island earlier, and Treasure Island has a new sports book, so to speak.
So to speak.
And a lot of people out there love your sports book. You love your betting, your side bets, all that stuff. And Station Casinos is now going to have a presence in the Treasure Island Sportsbook. So,
Same name.
What's that?
Same name.
Yep.
But they've kind of redone it a little bit.
So you have the STN.
Yeah,
like you
station.
Have it, you'll have that STN Sportsbook, like they have at all the rest of them. So instead of having a hotel on the Strip, which they don't have,
Right.
they have now a little bit of presence, and with having the sports book. And for what I understand, they really don't want a property, at least
No,
as of now.
they don't.
They've got their investments up in North Vegas, where the two hotels up there, Fiesta and Texas Station.
Texas Station.
Yeah, where they demolished those, and so they're doing their own investments. But for now,
But they also have in their, I don't mean to interrupt you, they also have those mobile kiosks in the station now, in the sports book,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to get up and go wait in line, whatever, just to do whatever you want. They've got the mobile little kiosks all over, so you can use those as well. So those are new.
But that brings it right back to the cutbacks too. You have a machine doing it instead of having that personal interaction where you
True.
would go up there. All right, here are my bets. And I mean, at least Treasure Island though, they're still doing things their own way and not being under the umbrella of a corporation.
Right.
If you missed our live stream, I'll let you guys know, because we're building up the Vegas Tea Time podcast. If you're going to go and you're driving to the Caesars Forum shops, there is...
Yes, this is so awesome. I think we should say it in every stream so people hear this.
So there is a little bit of good news, at least on the Caesars front.
Vegas parking secret.
Valet parking at the Caesar Forum shops is $7.
Seven.
$7.
Okay, now if there's things going on, it
Well-
might be different.
Well, I don't know, because when we talked to the valet, the only thing he said is we have a few different events. So if you're coming a little bit later, you're leaving a little bit later, and to get your car, you may have to wait a little bit. But the hours were very reasonable,
It
and
was $7.
$7 to valet your car
Seven.
at the Caesar Forum shops. But you can valet it there and walk where you want.
I know. It's $7.
So you're not paying an MGM parking if you're, whatever, local, you don't have the status for your rewards or anything.
We were
Keep it in mind.
And we thought, because we went to an event, And we thought, because we were told it was going to, valet is only $7, we thought it was part of the event. We thought like, oh, we're going to this and it's going to be $7.
Just go check out our past Saturday night live stream from the Las Vegas Strip. And I went by there and told our live stream viewers, and now you followers and watchers of Vegas Tea Time here, you will know as well. Speaking of Vegas Tea Time, should we actually get into one of our Tea Time stories for this week?
Yes.
I've got a story from one of our longtime subscribers. Well, I say Joy and Paul.
Yes.
Joy is a
You should all
moderator
know.
on our channel for the Joy of Vegas, right?
For the Joy of Vegas, and they have bought memberships also.
Yep,
So
for people.
like them in Arminger, they get those, and Bill Coleman, of course, get the special shout outs because they went and they bought, I think, 10.
They're supporting our channel in more ways than one. Not to mention helping with moderation.
Yeah.
But they had a pretty funny story here, and which leads me into my story. My spilling the tea story here in Vegas.
Your story.
Yeah. But let me get into Paul and Joy's little story that they
Yeah.
submitted. Again, if you want to submit a story, do so on the Google form that'll be in the description of this video. So Paul and Joy says, our first trip to Vegas together was early 90s. Joy and I went to Vegas with my mom and sister for my niece's dance national championship competition. Joy came in late at night after I had gotten there, Paul. We lived in Chicago at the time. The next morning, we got up and walked. Now, this is before the bridges, the pedestrian bridges that go across the Vegas Strip. He's saying that because if you think about it, you had to wait for the crosswalks. You had to dodge traffic because you just had to make a straight shot up the Strip. So they were going all the way from the Riviera, which is right next to where the Fontainebleau is now, all the way to the Luxor. That is a walk. Anyway, he said, we collected casino cards along the way. We know those casino cards,
Yeah.
the slappers.
Yeah.
Over breakfast, we both said at the same time that we would like to live out here someday. We came close. We are in Arizona now. Our last night there, we were with my mom playing slots. My mom was staying a few extra days, but Joy and I had to take the red eye back to Chicago as we had to work the next morning. I realized Joy was gone. I found her a few rows over sitting in front of a slot machine with 4 buckets full of quarters.
Remember those buckets? Oh my God, I love the buckets in that way.
And then your dirty hands.
Oh, filthy, filthy hands. But all the coins, cling, clang, clang, everybody heard it.
So Paul said it was time to head to the airport. She said, oh, we have time. I'm winning. I left, walked around the Riviera Casino, and came back to find Joy with 2 buckets of quarters. I said, we really should be going.
And I could see this conversation between the both
She
of
said,
them.
not yet. I took another lap around the casino to find Joy with 1 bucket with 2 quarters in it. I said, can we go now? She got up and we made it to the airport in time for our flight. When we got on the plane, she looked at me and said, I hate this place. I am never coming back here. That was over 40 years ago. And we got married in Vegas.
They did. They got married in Vegas.
Yep.
Yep. That's so cute.
Vegas always is beckoning you to come back, despite the high prices sometimes. And Joy and Paul's story reminds me, and I've told her just a couple of times, and I'm sure people that are watching this may have not have heard of the story.
No.
But when we came out here, before we lived here, since we've been here.
Way before, yeah.
We've been here over 12 years now. But this was before here, and my parents had, what a surprise, a casino host. You know what those were back in the day? They had a host because they played.
Yeah, his parents played a lot.
And so my mom was very good at video poker. She taught us how to play video poker, all the different deuces wild, bonus poker, all that.
And how did your mom play?
Like
3
this.
machines. This one, the one she's in front of, and the one over here. And she's playing them all at once.
Christine and I are having fun because we've just learned kind of how to play video poker.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, and it was seriously like on a Vegas vacation. We had a bank of machines, and in fact, we went over there when the Mirage was closing. But just when you went in the front door of the Mirage, there was a bank of machines horizontally. and parallel to the front door. As he came in, right to the left, there's some video poker machines there. And you're right close to the atrium, so it smelled really good. It was nice and cool. And so we were playing, and this was a time, speaking of dropping, having buckets of quarters, this was the time where you did still have the quarters.
We did.
And it would get to 1,000 credits, or what would that be, $250 at quarters, something like that? Yeah. And then the machine would dump the excess over 1,000. So we were playing really good. And my stepfather, that was always his phrase when he'd get over 1,000, he'd be, dump MFR,
Yeah,
dump.
That's how I was smiling. I'm like, then there's Gary.
Yeah. And so we actually we're playing a couple machines, and we kept getting to like 1,000, both of us.
Yeah. And then you had, but the funny thing is, you had to go to the bathroom or get up or whatever. We were literally sitting there for hours, and Jeff was like, "Hold my spot." If you ever saw the Friends episode with the woman that when she's playing, and then the older woman is circling around her trying to get that machine. Yeah, that's exactly how it was for us. There was people behind us waiting for him to get up, and he got up, and I'm like, nope, so not getting here.
We finally, I'm like, I know this thing's gonna hit a royal flush. I had never hit a royal flush. To this day, I still have never hit a royal flush. Although we don't play very much at all these days. So it kept giving me like crazy, like 4 aces, and then maybe one card deals me one card out of a royal, and then it doesn't give it to me. So I'm like, it's got to go. So we were there from like 1 p.m. till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was crazy because we knew it was gonna. We knew it was gonna. It was gonna play. Yeah.
So we just were like, we can't. And
there was
all the the Hawks and everybody else, they finally left anyway.
Yeah.
So we went and found my mom. And she was in the middle of the Mirage Casino. And just like you said, she's sitting there, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Oh, how you guys doing? And I'm like, you're still playing? And she's like, yep. And that was normal for her.
And she'd be like, oh, I already won a blah, 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 blah. So then you say, well.
Yeah, so I told her, I said, okay, we're going to bed, but count the machines from the front door. And I think it was like the 4th one down or something.
Yeah.
And I said, that machine is going to hit a royal. I'm telling you. I told her kind of what happened, the gameplay and everything. She's like, oh, okay.
And it was 3:00 in the morning and people had left.
Yeah.
They left us.
Yeah. And so I said, do that with you, Will. I don't know if you're going to leave this machine. So we went to bed. And as you do in Vegas, you got the dark blinds. I think we woke up at like midnight, like noon, somewhere around there. And so at the time, we had a pretty cool, like, Rusty Griswold room that my parents, again, they had a casino host. So we were at the adjoining room. How rusty and
it was very
Griswold.
Vegas vacation. Yeah, it was very Griswold.
So we realized that they're not in the room. They can't be still playing.
Have you met your mom?
Yeah. Found my mom, and we're making small talk, and I'm like, I can't believe you're still up. She's like, and she's still about the same.
Oh,
she's a little bit more tired, but she's like, oh, but still going. Still going. Just tip, 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 tip. And she goes, oh, hold on a second. She goes down to her big-ass purse. She pulls out a $100 bill, and she said, here, this is for you. And I said, why? What's this for? She said, that machine you told me about, finder's fee. I hit a royal on it. I'm like, son of a...
She always hit royals. I mean, the woman, I don't know what it was about it. She always hit royals.
Except, though, it was funny, too, because I'm sure, like, this is what it reminded me, like Paul and Joy could probably relate to, is that there's always one person out of the couple that has the bad luck.
Oh, that's me.
So then you've got... No, that's not necessarily true. I had some bad luck, and you were having good luck, remember?
I guess we just kind of
yin
and yang.
And that's the thing. She's like, I got to make up for what Gary did.
That's true.
She had to work that.
Was that the time that he accidentally put, like, quarters or something in the...
Oh, he was playing max $25 and not 25 cents.
Yeah,
so he's playing $125.
Oops.
Full, yeah. Yeah. So,
So many Vegas stories.
yeah. So, if you've ever had a story like that, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. And again, this Vegas Tea Time, we're up at episode 6, and we love to hear your Vegas Tea Time stories, your funny stories like Paul and Joy had. And we're tweaking things a little bit,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
giving you the headlines of stuff that's happening, as of that week.
Yeah,
And just like
right now.
yeah, as we were saying earlier, and of things that are coming up. So like EDC this weekend, and eventually we'll have Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
And we'll tell you all about that
That's
as it gets
another
closer.
crazy weekend.
Yep,
From
it's another-
one crazy weekend to the next.
Yep.
Next thing is going to be 4th of July.
Yep.
And
And then we'll tell you, what else is going on. There might be stuff that'll pop up last minute. And so these Vegas Tea Time episodes, albeit they're fun and everything, but they're also informative for you if you're coming here to Vegas, because as you may know, we do our monthly news updates.
Right.
And we really thought, you know what, we should maybe incorporate with our Vegas Tea Time, spilling the tea on some news.
Yeah, and do it for the week so that way it's not all a big news dump,
Yeah.
at the end of the month, and then going into the beginning of next month. We thought, it'll be cool to
Yeah,
let everybody
because
know
there's
what's
just so
going
much.
on.
There's so much happening, even though we're covering some stuff that is happening in that next month's newscast.
Right.
But this is a way to kind of get some, stories that are just breaking that we can get to you every Friday. We do these Vegas Tea Time stories. And if you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, support us. It's easy to do. You don't have to pay any money. You just hit that thumbs up on the video.
That's your entry fee.
Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. It's the best way you can support our channel as we grow, the J&K Network. We've got a new video series, if you haven't checked it out, called Movie Mondays. And that's where I take you around to different neighborhoods, different zip codes, so you can see what a neighborhood looks like in Vegas, because Jeff does real estate here. And so I'm taking you all around. Got another new series. I'm still saving the title because I'm still working on it, still tweaking it. Yeah,
I think you'll love it.
That'll be
I think you'll love it.
That'll be a new series. We've got our Walk with Jeffs and
Walks with Jeff. Walks with Jeff? Walk with Jeffs.
Walk with Jeffs. Potatoes, potato.
We've got more than one Jeff. This is something
It's like
I knew nothing about.
It's like there's no such thing as vinyls.
Yeah, people
It's
are saying
vinyl.
vinyls. No.
Hey, kids, Gen Z, millennials, if you're getting into record collecting and you have more than one vinyl,
It's
two vinyls,
It's still
two
vinyl.
is not vinyls.
It's still vinyl.
It's still vinyl.
It's still singular.
Yes. So just like that, Walk with Jeff episodes on our channel. So already, along with live streams, we have we'll have 4 dedicated days with different topics of different things that, hey, at least something will attract to somebody. And we're always looking to add new things.
Oh, always.
We
always.
may eventually, with this, may have some guests on. So we're looking to expand and
Which is
expand
like
ideas.
something we have to work on. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see, another seat,
But
some
you know
more
what?
curtain.
But you know what? It's like you can't do everything at once. And
No.
I think a lot, and I'll just interject the little YouTube thing.
Absolutely.
When we first started, it was like, I got to make sure this, make sure that. And I think that's what they always talk about when people want to start a YouTube channel, whether it be Vegas or a how-to or anything.
Anything.
It's like, you've got to just get over that hump. Don't worry if it's crap the first time. You've got 20 people that are going to watch, maybe. Your friends and family, and that's it.
And a lot of them still won't watch you. If that's a thing and you're worried about it, don't worry about it. It's a YouTube thing.
And I don't know if I mentioned this on the last episode, but if you guys follow on social media, Keith Lee, who does all the food reviews, and he said the best quote. He said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you need to start to be great."
Yeah.
And that is really, really cool.
And plus, we have gone back to some of these bigger YouTubers that we watch, and they're talking kind of like we are about starting a channel, or when they started, and they'll be like, if you ever saw, if you were
Our
with
first
us since
episode.
if you were ever with us from the very beginning, so we're like, we caught, we started watching them in the middle or whatever, so we go back and we're like, oh wow. Like, yeah, I get that. I mean, she was.
I'm-
I'm thinking of what's their names? Always redoing everything with the trailers and redhead. It's just going out of my head. They always buy the RVs or the older RVs, and they restore.
Endless Adventure.
Thank you. So she was really like. She's like, and he would kind of do the talking. And
she was just like a wallflower,
Yeah.
just sitting there. She's like,
and now she's all, and she's totally all out there, So nobody, I think, is really comfortable in even if you're like, oh, I can do this. Once the camera goes on, you're like, and then you go back and look, and you're like, I can't put it up.
Yeah,
it's like a work in progress from the very beginning.
Your shirt's weird. You had something on your lip here. Your one hair was over here. It's never ending.
No,
and if you want to give yourself a reality check, just record yourself on video.
Mm-hmm.
Point being, our overall. See, we always get on a tangent.
I know,
but
we
our
always
point
have
being
so
is
much
that
to
we're
say.
tweaking things. And is still Vegas tea time with your stories, but just more breaking news stories that are happening during the week, and maybe some thoughts of what's coming up the weekend, maybe some shows or whatever, or some heads up like EDC this weekend.
And people always say they watch our videos before they come here, so it's kind of like, hey, heads up. This is what's going on.
Or like my older walking tours, my where's my coffee, where's my room.
Yep.
Where people have actually planned like, okay, we could go this way.
And they've thanked them for like showing them. They've said that they would have never known where to go, or there was this restaurant or that restaurant. They would have never known that because Jeff took them all around the casino, and there was places that they didn't even realize existed because it was like, well, you go that way and there's a right over here, then there's a whole other wing over here,
That's so true.
Yeah, so we try to and I say we, it's really him. That's why
it's a team effort.
Well,
it's a team effort.
We really try though to help you out.
Yep.
That's what our goal is like, hey, if you're coming, you want to stay here, you want to stay there. And people have said actually that our hotel tours are better than most people they've seen, because a lot of people just go through the casino and they'll
haphazardly.
Haphazardly. And that's nothing against them. Again, everybody is different how they do their videos or what they're comfortable with, because there are people also that ask us about, and I'm thinking of one recently about like, how do you get a hold of the hotel to ask them permission to film? You don't. You just go in and
ask for forgiveness later.
And if you're stopped, you go, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't aware of it.
And then you show them the multitude of YouTube videos that are on said property that you're at, and you flick through them all and go, I think a few people have already been in here.
That's what he does.
We've had this discussion about security guards. We're not going to belabor that anymore.
I know.
But the fact is, the best way you can support us is literally putting a thumbs up on this video, subscribing to our channel. It's the best way to do that. If you want to, we've got some merch on our little J&K store.
Which we're adding to.
Yeah, we're adding to. You can get a nice little coffee cup here. These are really nice and glossy.
I know,
so if
I love those.
If you want a J&K coffee cup, they make this also in white, or we do. I don't know, whatever.
Somebody does.
T-shirts, all that stuff. Great ways to support us here.
Subscribe.
And turn on those
notifications, bell
and
notifications.
turn on those bell
I
notifications.
can do it harder, but I can't see. There we go.
Turn on those.
Bell notifications.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I think we should just kind of say, because we have a lot of people that say, I didn't get a notification. I'm subscribed. YouTube, for some weird reason, unsubscribes people.
Yep.
And everybody, to the highest, most, has the most subscribers, have been telling people over the years, this has been going on and it hasn't stopped, that they're like unsubscribing people. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know, automatically. I don't know what the reason is, but they are unsubscribing people so that you don't always see.
Well, and that's what happens is people say, hey, I haven't seen any of your videos.
Yeah, for a while we're here.
Check your
every
subscription
week.
status. So if you even have been subscribed to us for a very long time,
Unsubscribe, subscribe.
Okay,
do
yep.
that as well.
Yep.
Kind of give it a hiccup.
Yeah.
So yes, check
Like-
your subscription.
Yep.
Resubscribe.
Yep.
Or if you are subscribed, you're like, I am subscribed. I don't get anything. I hear that a lot. Unsubscribe, then subscribe again.
Right back to back though.
Yep.
Yeah, don't forget.
And we've even noticed that people that we watch of all kinds of stuff, we're like, hey, wait a minute. He hasn't been on. And you put it on and
They got 5, 6 videos.
Yeah.
And they've been doing stuff.
they're doing stuff. And we're like, and then he checks and it does say that he's subscribed. But for some reason,
buries them in the algorithm.
Especially if you're not watching them immediately. We're not saying that you have to, but if you don't watch it when you see it, and you're like, oh, I'll go back to that. Then it thinks, then you don't want to watch it, and then it makes it go away.
And that's what happens is with the Tea Time episode, their podcast, and I totally get it. I'm the same way. Like you see the time. Usually these Tea Time podcasts are 30 to 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. And most podcasts are like that. Some podcasts are hour and a half. There's even podcasts out there for 3 hours.
Podcasts, though, are not like your normal videos.
Right.
Podcasts are talking.
Right. And there's a setting that they want you to on YouTube to say, hey, is this a podcast? Because they want to get in the action and all that. Mm. But we totally get it. So what happens, what Christina was saying, is that you'll see the video come up, whether you're watching, I know a lot of people watch on your TV, and you go like, oh, they have a new Tea Time episode. Okay, cool. I'll watch that when I get home from dinner or soccer practice, the kids' practice.
Or you're going to watch a different video and you're like, and then it comes up and you're like, oh, I'll watch that, tomorrow or whatever.
And then worst comes to worst, you're like, oh, wait a minute, we want to watch that Netflix movie. We'll watch them tomorrow on Saturday or Sunday.
Exactly.
And then what happens? YouTube says, oh, you must not like this video. Mm-hmm. So we're going to just take it off your timeline of recommended. So that's what we're saying. That's what happens. And I think this outro has been long enough. Subscribe, thumbs up to this video, and turn on those bell notifications to be alerted to all of our new videos, including our live streams, which we do every Saturday night. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Until the next one, stay safe.
And stay silly.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.